right. Good morning. Oh, we actually just hit Freedom Day here in the United States. So happy 4th of July to everybody who celebrates. And have we got one heck of a fireworks match here today? Semifinals of the Cabookey Tournament. It's been going on. There are 5 people left, potentially only 4 after this, since this is a best of 3 series between Gammachuu and Gem. Gammachuu is up 1-0, and so because this is game 2, Gamma could actually eliminate Gem if he sweeps 2-0. Otherwise, though, Gem is looking to fight back and force a game of 3, and then we'll have to wait for one more game before we can determine who is going to come out victorious in this series. I'm Claire Mouse. Joined with me, of course, is Beer. Very exciting morning. Good morning, Beer.
Hello. Good morning. It is an exciting morning. What's going on? It's
oh yeah, no, not much. Yeah, just watching two pretty good people run a rando race. What do you think?
Yeah, pretty good. They're at the semifinals.
Semifinals, that's right. Yeah, semifinals. There are 5 people left. 2 of them are here today. So it's Gem and Gamma on this side of the bracket, and then on the other side of the bracket, Telethar needs to play his game 3 versus Tito's, and then the winner of that faces GGW, and then the winner of that faces the winner of Gammachuu and Gem. Yes, it's an extremely stacked ending.
We're getting to the end of some pretty crazy matchups here.
Oh yeah. And actually, so while the top 4 hasn't been officially decided, right? If Telethar ends up advancing and makes it into top 4, and then of course if Gem ends up, I guess in this case, taking a win off of Gamma today and forcing game 3, the semis between, in this case, like Gem and Telethar and GW and Gamma are actually like the solo version of the co-op tournament finals that happened a little bit ago, because it was Gamma GW versus Telethar and Gem. So it is a lot. Yeah, I mean, but these guys are obviously like they're here from the semis, and probably and one of them, at least one's gonna make it to the finals, right? There's a reason why they're here.
You'd think they would. Yeah. No. Oh man, that's cool. Yeah, that's funny. I didn't realize how closely tied the tournament results were with the co-op tournament.
Yeah, it was actually quite the coincidence, because you never really think about these things, right? I'm actually.
Oh, I didn't even. You're right.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember how many people total actually joined the Cabookey tournament, just like through everything. But at least the brackets, I think, were like top 48 or something. Because they had the group stage. Yeah. So especially.
It's a big tournament.
It is, yeah. It certainly maybe wasn't the most. I don't really know what people's expectations were, but yeah, there were a lot of people who showed up for this. And then of course, brackets were best of 3, and yeah, it's especially early on. You don't really know who's gonna kind of come out and shake up, and be in the final 4, and
yeah,
not super surprised it's gonna be Gem and Gamma.
Yeah, Gamma's moving really slow here. I think it's a little early for him. He's just not really quite making up the time that Gem is, getting through this escape sequence. It's going to be about, a couple seconds behind here. It's right. It's not a really good look this early on, just saying.
I mean, you did mention, Gamma is on, this is actually 9-hour difference, right? So this is like 9 a.m. for Gamma.
9 hours. Yep.
Yeah, and then this is 6 p.m. for Gem. So yeah, Gem's got I think he did have to work today, because he the Freedom Day in Germany is not quite the same, here in the United States. But
unfortunate for Germany. That's all I can say.
It is.
Yeah. If only they had July 4th off as well. If only that day had some significance for some reason. But you know what? It's fine. We'll hold on to that. We'll have that for now.
It's okay. They also have 15 other different holidays they get just random days off for, that we don't have.
Perfect.
So
yeah.
Yeah, Alex also pointing out, yes, I did see a little bit banter in the race room. Gamma may or may not have had some ice cream this morning as well. Ice cream for breakfast, my personal dream. But maybe not.
Maybe he had
best.
Yeah,
too much.
He might have just had too much. Exactly. It's kind of slowing him down. So he'll rethink that before game 3, if it comes down to that. He'll be like, why did I end up so far behind? But,
exactly.
We'll see. We'll see. It's a little early to say.
Yeah, and of course, so like the hallmark, I think people have, especially after Fast ROM, the standards I think for peak or top escape times have kind of shifted a little bit. While it was a bit of a meme before Fast ROM came about to get a 4:55, it was not possible. It actually is, I believe, possible now. 5 flat I think is usually what people try and go for. I think you can actually get sub 5, but I think you have to have some really good luck. Oh, or obviously like a better better items, right?
Right. Yeah. About it at SGL last year was casual boots, and he was saying he could do it with fighter sword only, but it's just like not missing a single movement. It's something that Ari is known for. So.
Oh yeah. Ari is a pretty definitive source here. Now for Cabookey, or in this case for all dungeons keysanity, with standard start, because in this case it's all the stuff is shuffled. You are gonna actually have. Fortunate mirror placement. It's too bad it didn't happen earlier, so we could have gotten out of this game a little faster. But yeah, because we in this case have 2 extra text boxes that are forced upon us, right? So there is the, hey, you got the big key to this dungeon, as we saw in Ball and Chain, and we got the small key to this dungeon somewhere, right? You don't need to occur those, in casual boost because nothing shuffled.
I almost still got a 455 here, so.
Yeah. It's actually
we're moving.
Very, very good.
We're moving. That was a very good escape. Yeah, he had some trouble with the ball and chain guard. I think he got like 1 slash off, so unfortunate, really, is all I can say.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe next time he can do. Next time he can do it a little faster.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, but these marches are pretty tight. While we do, maybe meme a little bit about the escape times. These guys are like, the performances from both Gem and Gamma here for escape is very, very good. As you mentioned, like anything really kind of even close to that, like that 5-minute mark is considered to be quite good.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like at least okay. I've been told in this mode, you do not check lumberjack because you have to beat all the dungeons. So you can put off that thing, and of course, what probably is more the bottleneck for the lumberjack item is. Speaking of lumberjack,
I was gonna say
in the Lost Swiss drop down, it might be that castle tower key or 2 that. No, would have been actually funny if that was a castle tower key. That might be, kind of trying to gate us for that item. So until maybe something like that shows up, or in this case, maybe you have to go up the mountain, the long way without the flute, etc. Or you're up checking bumper cave. Although maybe that's, and that might be one of Gamma's, lone Achilles heel. These days, with Bumper Ledge United, may or may not have been screwing him over, one time or 2 in the past. But by the way, speaking of Castle Tower keys, kind of a short recap to Game 1. And BR, let me ask you this: from your personal experience playing any type of these like 80 keys modes, have you ever been on a Castle Tower second key go mode hunt? No,
I always
never
find it. Okay. I always go straight to it.
Okay, all right.
Except for 90% of the time, but we're talking about the 10%, right?
Oh, you're right. Yeah. So it was the unfortunate. That is right. Gem is unfortunately part of the 10% in Game 1. It was. And while this is kind of like considered to be, as you mentioned, maybe not unfamiliar to people who run, ADPs, because that is a notoriously terrible go mode. One of the issues that kind of exacerbated things was Gem ended up going to at least like pod. Without, I think, the ability to full clear it, maybe without a bow or something. I don't quite remember, but it had a lot of good stuff in it, right? Like it probably had maybe too much good stuff in it, to the point where I think he was on a Castle Tower small key go mode, and he had all of GT plus like 4 dungeons he hasn't touched yet. So it's like, what do you do?
And then he was,
yeah.
You do the quick checks and rush GT. That makes sense. I mean, that's the most common play. I think anyone would do that, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. And that's pretty much what happened. And and of course, like GT is so dense, right? And you can't really control what the items are. It turns out the last Castle Tower key was just in the lobby chest of Mire. But like that's one of the chests you don't.
Chest to get to,
yeah, exactly. So and Gamma, while he did take a little bit probably longer to go to pod, probably did some things that he didn't maybe necessarily needed to, but because the sequence of ordering was that he went to Mire before, got a second Castle Tower key, and then I think he has like something like pretty more major go mode item, right?
That wasn't his go. Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Well, I mean, that's the known trick to rando is it's not to be fast.
I'm listening.
It's to have the correct go mode item. That's how you win at rando.
Okay, you're right.
You have the right go mode item. Like if mirror is your go mode, mirror blocks a bunch of really terrible checks that are really slow, and if that ends up being your go mode, you're gonna be ahead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true. Okay.
So there we go.
One question, Beer. How do you get the correct item go mode?
Oh, accident.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. That just
Okay,
you just gotta do that by accident.
Okay.
Exactly.
You will stumble upon.
That's how I do it
our
anyway. There might be an
correct
actual trick to it, but you know what?
Oh,
We'll have to ask.
Okay. Unfortunately, I didn't actually see what was on race game because it also always happens. It's like people save and quit because obviously once you get a glimpse of it, you know, like you're out because you can't really you don't want to waste any more time, right? The problem is that like that Y item is not transparent, and then it just kind of blocks. But it turns out it's bombs anyway, so.
Okay. We need to fill those up, so.
Exactly.
We can always just blame the streamer here for cropping a certain kind of way, even if it's not true.
Oh.
Just, why take the blame for these
way.
things when when we can shout out our lovely Nissan Alex 92 for giving
Alex
us the opportunity to put on this restream.
Exactly. Yeah.
To be on this restream, rather.
Yeah, that's right. Not everybody gets to chill out here in his awesome channel, with an awesome Pokemon. So.
Yeah. So we have every Skull Wiz key, by the way.
Yeah, I also did notice that. Thank you for auto tracking for both Gem and Gammachuu.
Big, small,
yes.
medium, I guess we don't have the fire rod.
What about
That's kind
super
of
size?
Super size, yeah.
Yes.
The Happy Meal size.
Yeah, well, I think is it the fun size? I mean, I really hate that term. Man, who came up with this marketing term where the fun is like the smallest size possible? It is not okay.
Yeah.
What?
2 Meyer Smalls?
2 Meyer Smalls?
Is that what that said, or was that one? I couldn't even read that. I think it's sword.
I only see 1 so far.
I only see 1. Okay.
Okay. But yeah, these are kind of interesting because so right, talking actually about more Meyer stuff, right? The left side Meyer checks, the fire lock ones as well, like the compass chest and big key chest. They're logically locked by all 3 Meyer small keys, so it's actually very valid.
Except when they're not.
Which
is my favorite thing about the new logic. Well, not new, the corrected logic.
Oh, what is the corrected logic? Is it? I didn't actually apply it here. Oh, maybe it is here actually. Maybe that's only true for entrance.
Well, it's in both, but it's more subtle in non-entrance. Like in entrance, it's only if the big key is not there.
Oh, right.
But
okay.
In non-entrance modes, it could be only if an item that blocks the big key logically is not there. There's like a conditional to it. So you could find like Eastern map on left side Meyer behind 2 smalls, and then like Meyer big could be on Armo's edge or something like really dumb like that. It's really subtle, but like
That is that is I believe you're correct. Yeah, and that's also a very good point to bring up as well. In that because this is
Speaking of Eastern map.
Right, yes, like the maps and compasses are actually logically required in order to go beat the boss. So like this is all dungeon, so it maybe has like less relevance, but like still it is something, as you mentioned, to kind of keep in mind, right? If for that exact scenario you described, it's very inconvenient if that happens.
Speaking of inconvenient, Jem saw that and he's like save and quit, but I think he might have had close to enough. No, never mind. I was thinking if it was a 300, he might have chased it, but that was kind of funny.
Yeah, we are pretty poor, unfortunately. We got through all of Escape, we got through all of Kakariko. Pretty similar routing so far.
Oh wow, Gamma's going all the way back for Waterfall.
Oh, okay.
I disagree with this play. This is a long way to go.
Oh, right. Jem didn't check Hobo. Yes.
Right.
I was like, Jem also checked Waterfall and Zora. But yes, you're right. He did not have to make the decision between going to Hobo and not. And I don't know, maybe Gamma's also more interested in, because like we have flippers, so it's logical.
Yeah, I could see that. I think he's trying to not go to Eastern. Nice Swamp Small. Okay. I think Gamma's really trying to not go to Eastern.
Hey, look, we found the Eastern map. It would have been hilarious if it was the Eastern Compass as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eastern Palace. Okay, well, there are a lot of memes associated with Eastern Palace, and I am certainly no stranger to some of them. At least for this specific dungeon, I do notice, even in non-entrance, that people do not like to go into Eastern Palace without at least the big key. Probably both, but because it's in Light World, you can't really have much control over. This tends to be a place that people last location more often than not. So.
Yeah. I mean, in 80 keys, it's I played the entire tournament last year and by just going straight to Eastern, and I want to say like literally like 90% of those matches, it was kind of like required to do. So
wow. Okay.
didn't feel bad about it at all, and I just kept doing it.
I mean,
but that's that whole get lucky thing that we talked about. So.
Well, I mean, that one, right? That one sounds more intentional, so it's not on accident. So therefore, maybe it was on the path, to the correct go mode, but ultimately it did not lead to the correct go mode item.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, this is a nice jam.
Yeah,
what are we listening to here?
I think this sounds like Gem's audio, and this, I believe the MSU is Stellar Blade, something more recent that he released. Yeah.
It has a Trails vibe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a super chill MSU. Actually, quite nice.
Yeah, I like it. Ooh, a shirt. See, told you we should have gone to Eastern.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, and we have a mirror. See, that's one of the best things to see. Is you have armor early or any type of safety early, you really want that mirror. Of course, we got an escape, so we can be able to basically, we don't have to worry about death warping, taking all this time basically trying to damage ourselves. And
I realized the only thing we have left is the first chest at Castle Tower. I think we've run out. Oh, Agina's cave.
Right, Agina, right. And maybe if we have, if we end up stumbling upon a book or something, right? I guess we check part of desert. But yeah, we do need. We need something, right? A glove would get us to the mountain. Or at least 2 checks up there. More we have Old Man and we have Spec Rock Cave. We can take a peek at Spec Rock on top.
Yeah, I think glove. No, we don't have the moon pro. I was gonna say glove gives us Dark World, but that's not correct. Oh, good. That's what we're looking for.
Yes.
See, this is what I was saying. If you had rushed Eastern.
That's right. You should just rush. If you rushed Eastern immediately, that's right. Right after escape, you could have just basically combined all this Kakariko stuff together.
Yeah, and this is. Do I do Magic Bat, Agina, or one chest in Castle Tower? The choice from Gem.
That is.
And the answer is gonna have to probably be all 3, to be honest.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That's also good points. Yeah, these are really great decisions, but at least it's Light World, and chances are, I think Gamma's gonna be in the exact same situation. Gamma just does have one more check over Gem, which is which is Hobo. I don't know.
Oh, I guess we also have Zora. You.
Oh no, I don't want to think about this. Zora right now is pretty bad.
Oh, apparently found a bottle. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Never mind. The seed's free.
You're right. Okay. Yeah, Alex also putting out my
where was the bottle?
I did forget they had a mirror, so they can actually get the rest of the.
Oh yeah.
Get the rest of the mountain too.
It's fine. I'm just not looking at the trackers and assuming the items they have and pretending that what I think they have is what they actually have. So.
Yes. We should only just go by what they have in the Y item, and then we can only tell what's in the inventory when they're quick swapping. That's our glimpse of things.
Small key. Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. Well then, okay. Were you saying dumb. 1 check in Castle Tower? I count 2 now.
Yeah. Ew. Well, that's one of those things that you want to save it when you check Pyramid. Honestly, you want to try and combo that with some Dark World loop.
Yeah, because because they've already done the escape sequence because that was the first thing they had to go do. Maybe checking Pyramid is a little less lucrative. I mean, nobody ever likes to check Pyramid, regardless. But the fact that you haven't done escape earlier probably means that you're more willing to go in there, especially with the mirror, as you've said, in Dark World. But here it's then it's really just Castle Tower.
A map. That's
great.
Really
nice map. Maybe it's Hyrule Castle.
That's
maybe
logical. Or that might be logical. That's the question, isn't it? That's what makes this. I actually personally like the map compass logic just to add a little more piece to the puzzle that's slightly more nuanced, and it makes thinking about the game just a little bit more interesting in keys modes or in VT modes.
I'm kind of curious to see how much maybe more significantly it ends up changing the different item placement, right? Because the fact that you have added 2 more, I guess, items, right, or potentially your transitive items in the chain before the boss, right? I just yes, it will have an impact. I just don't know how much of an impact it will have.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I think it's kind of interesting. And another thing to think about too, right, is we saw a map there. Now, like you said, that could be Hyrule Castle, it could be GT. But if it's a map to a crystal dungeon, then we know there's no Castle Tower key in GT. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
but you wouldn't know that unless you find every other map. So
that's true.
So if you're down to I don't have GT map or Eastern or whatever, whatever, desert, the Deserts of Crystal, and you know, I don't have that map either, then it's like 50-50 if that map's required, and then all of a sudden the calculus of what play you want to make on rushing GT or not changes. That's why like I think the map logic's cool, because it makes just slightly more interesting like thought patterns for decisions.
Jeff picked up the right compass. I'm proud of him.
So,
but yeah, you're absolutely correct. Like, okay, like all memes aside, right? We have gotten a lot of, you know, as you mentioned, like, we're picking up like these like maps and compasses, and it actually might be useful in order to even pick up like these like freestanding maps and compasses, right? Is in what like. Maybe Animizer or like boss shuffle, right? Maybe in some cases, you know, if you really want the counter, you know, of the keys in keysanity modes, you can pick up the compasses. But here they actually have some type of like logical meaning, right? It may not be a lot, right? But it could still be something. But as you mentioned, like for the maps though, like it's very nuanced, but has actually very, very tremendous impact. Because if you know, one of the biggest things about, you know, especially if you have, let's say, you know, like Eastern Palace Pendant or Desert Palace Pendant or Meyer Pendant, right? These big keys can be in GT. Castle Tower key can be anywhere, right? But if you can try and eliminate searching GT, that is like minutes, right, off your.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I think if I remember right, Gamma even said in game 1 that there was a compass on Lumberjack. So,
oh really? Okay.
Yeah, so I think he was betting on it not being GT or whatever.
Oh, see
that. Well, maybe he already, like you said, he sequenced it in an order where he found it correctly, but he also was thinking it made more sense to have found it outside of GT.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes a lot of sense.
A little more complicated, of course. But.
Yeah. Yeah, and for how much experience, right, both Gamma and John have in randomizer, it certainly is within expectation, I think, for them to probably think about like these kind of cases, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and there's actually like really great learning experiences for, you know, the rest of us. At least me. So
we got what? We got like Spiral Cave now. We haven't found money either, which is kind of annoying. Oh, just kidding. That's an info. Bye.
Yeah, it is a pearl. Yeah, I'm trying to actually see if gem. Okay, all right. So part of the nice thing about auto tracking now is that you are also allowed to auto track the number of items you have left in the dungeon, or like checks, I guess in this case. You know, for dungeons. The exception being that I think you still have to manually click something off if it's like a freestanding item that you didn't pick up that you don't, like Desert Torch. This is for a basement cage. But I think in this case both of them ended up going into Hera. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah, they both did the first two, which is fine. I think if you're expecting the Moon Pearl in one place or not. I think the only reason why you wouldn't necessarily is if you think that if you're expecting the hook shot to be your next item. Hey, pod small.
Wow.
Is that 2 pod smalls? 3 pod smalls? Hey, Chester, let's go.
Suddenly, yeah, I think it's 2. I'm just trying to see the tracker. Looks like 2 from the number.
Yeah, I think so. For some reason, the Discord stream is lower quality than the actual restreams. Discord's weird.
Yeah, it is actually really weird for some reason. I mean, but you know, it is what it is in this case. All right, yeah, as you mentioned, okay, we got a Dark World access. You know, kind of like a longer, more extended time in Light World. We had to pretty much go like everywhere. Hey, GT bit. All right, that's definitely required. Oh yeah, we got to beat Ganon today. Got to beat all the dungeons. Climb is definitely required. And yeah, Jam is just like a little bit ahead going into Dark World. I mean, like, I don't really think it's anything. Hey, look, did you say that was a hook shot as our
Let's
next?
Go back to Swamp. Let's just like rough it. Screw dig game.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I wouldn't even go.
Yeah,
no,
the fact that right.
Go get the mitts and then come back to dig game. Yeah, they have everything for Swamp. I wouldn't even go here.
Amazing.
I don't want to say.
Man, you think that if they were maybe slightly poor, maybe they would have actually skipped dig game because they couldn't afford it.
Gamma's coming the other way though, so he'll have like, I don't want to say a cleaner route. He'll have a more streamlined route, end up beating Swamp, and then do Hype Cave after, and end up at Castle/Pod.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think if Dem finds like a Fire Rod here or a Thieves Big, he'll be in a position to like have a slightly more efficient route. But for now, I think after we do this full loop, they're both going to be almost exactly even, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's certainly true. All right, Jim is actually just gonna save and
quit. Might be too far. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay, but where did we get all these big keys? We must have gotten all of these things because we have Swamp.
GT was on Stumpy. Skull was like early. Oh, Small Key to Thieves.
Oh, okay. That's actually really good for Gamma.
Yeah.
I don't actually know when Gem is interested in going to Skullwoods.
Oh, come on, there's the mitts. Well,
so okay, I have
kinda
heard
sucks now
Gamma
for
say
Gem.
this before. That he like with a glove hammer pearl access for Dark World, he actually likes to start at the village of outcast, despite the fact that you have to kind of go the longer way. And I mean, you know, it's super very convenient if you just find the mitts here.
Yeah.
So,
that works good for efficiency. He'll be able to do, well, obviously not without Thieves Town big, but everything else. Oh, just get wrecked. He has the small keys. He should go to the right here and get the chest. Nope, he's going the long way. Okay,
it's
Gamma, come on,
it's the other right. Don't worry.
Go the other way. Well, whatever. It's fine. I'm sure he knows how to count.
It's fine. I was gonna.
Well,
all right. He doesn't have hook shot yet. I was like, he can just hook over to the pot. No, he can't hook over to the boss.
Come on.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's
one
fine.
one time you have 3 small keys when you enter the Dark World.
That's true.
That's
okay. You know, that's actually really true because, like, we have, you know, as you mentioned, we had a lot of stuff going in. The only thing we were missing really is just the fire off for Skullwoods. Right?
Yeah.
That is something that, and okay, yeah, we can't get to the back.
Yeah, so... he's skipping that big key chest. You know, it's not in super logic as some might say.
That's right.
without Mario.
All right, Gamma's actually gonna do the full north thing. Ooh, there's money.
Yeah,
we can't get it.
Is he gonna do full north? He should, right? No.
No, never mind. Never mind.
Why would you skip that? Okay, that's weird. I don't get that. I don't know why you would do that. But
maybe he wants to try and combine it with Catfish. You know, he thinks that a hookshot's gonna turn up somewhere, which it will.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you guys can make that trip up there. But he did go like so. The thing is, he also went out of his way in Hobo, but maybe he's more willing to do that in Light World when it's kind of like early. You know, I don't know though. With the mirror and flippers, like it's very tempting to do Hobo, like anytime in Dark World, right? When you're kind of going up that path, like check the pyramid or something. Alright, well, there's also Bikita Hera, so Gamma doesn't know that we don't necessarily need that, at least to beat the dungeon. I mean, logically we do, but there's no hookshot for him right now, so he is pretty happy to see that. I always say about the Thieves Town small key. I think also game 1, Gamma also found it before he went into Thieves Town. Gem did not. Was pretty aggressive in clearing out Thieves Town. Did not end up burning him this time. We're gonna see, but this is at least something that while maybe it takes like an incremental more amount of time, it saves you a lot more. Just mental worry. In case you leave something behind.
So how's Swamp doing so far?
Nothing really. We got another compass to Easter. Yeah.
Nice. Logic Palace and a small key. Ew.
Oh, okay. I think that's another Myers. I think that's the second one.
Oh, that's Eastern. Okay.
Oh.
Eastern was actually dead in the seed, wasn't it? But they both fit it.
Eastern had our powder, which had our Castle Tower key, but yeah, it did not require in at least to get to the Dark World. Oh my gosh! Wow, that is.
That's gonna work.
Going back?
Is
the Gamma going back? Are you
not with the mitts? Not with the mitts.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I guess we can also.
I think if you didn't have the mitts, I'd consider it.
Yeah. Okay. Right. We'd also hold out for that flute. We do need it. We have to find it at some point. We'd go activate it, and then that'll be a nice combo. You save ourselves one more Kakariko trip in.
Yeah, and we don't have the map compass combo for Skull, so.
True.
The boss is actually not in logic, but the other chest is. So whatever. There's 2 chests there. Maybe wait for Samaria, make it a little bit faster too. But we also, I just realized Gem is showing compasses, so I'm guessing he's doing that for the sake of logic. And that's why he's.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe it's a meme. I'm not sure.
So I think recently he put on one compass for memes, which is the Thieves Town one, which is why I was proud of him for picking it up on Spec Rock. However, though, for this particular mode, maps and compasses do actually have, an amount of logical implication. So it is actually pretty helpful in this case, I think, to actually see if you've actually picked up both map and compass. Although maybe, and while I don't think this is actually worth the effort into changing any of the tracker stuff, but, so the maps also display, but then if you end up just kind of beating the dungeon without, without finding the map, right? Some people tend to just, mark off the way this is a crystal, right? To mentally keep themselves okay, this is something that we've already done. But then I think it kind of, that you don't have a way to track, I don't actually have the map to this dungeon, type of thing. But maybe, it doesn't. you know, it could potentially be useful, maybe in some, you know, very obscure situations. But you know, as I said, I don't think it's worth any of the tracker modifications.
Yeah. Okay, what do we got? Smith chain. Ice rod. Ice rod. Smith
Yeah, we
chain.
had Ice Rod in Swamp.
Okay. Oh, okay. Smoky to her. That's good. That makes this boss suck a lot less. Hey, a map. To desert.
To desert. Okay, cool. We don't have any type of method to get into desert. We need a flute.
We found the Harabiki at some point too. We are like.
Yeah, we found Harabiki and
we are not missing much.
That's true. What terrible big keys can block us from Go mode? Desert Palace big key. That's one of them. Eastern Palace big key.
Pod dependent. Oh, did Gamma skip dig game? I kind of looked away for a moment.
Gamma did skip dig game. It was a Meyer. What was it? Meyer small? It was a small key.
I wonder if that was an accident.
He took. He was like right there doing Smith chain.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you can't do it first.
Right.
Oh well, he'll get the. He did do dig. Okay, thank you.
Okay, cool. All right. Too much action going on.
Yeah.
It's hard for us to catch everything.
Is Gem doing this the correct way?
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
yeah,
the correct way is never doing it, but you know, the second correct way.
That's right. The reluctant way of being able to do this. Yeah. So this is actually getting pretty nice for Gamma. We unfortunately the only real thing that might end up hurting Gamma potentially if something is there is out like Bombos Tablet's kind of isolated.
Yeah.
As you said before, like Gamma's probably gonna just do Swamp here because he has everything, just like Gem did. And then he's gonna make his road in Hype Cave. Maybe Pyramid, Graveyard Ledge, Catfish could also go straight to Pod. You know, with what he has. You know, both things are pretty reasonable. But like if something is on Bombos Tablet, it's gonna be kind of hard. Versus Gem still potentially has another out, which is in this case he's delaying Smith Chain, right? So.
Yeah, and honestly, when he finds what he finds, I don't know if he's gonna do Smith Chain. Like, I actually don't think he will, or he might do Smith, but not Purple Chest. Just because he'll find the myths. Yeah. He'll find. Well, let's see. He'll probably actually find the Fire Rod before going into Skull with the route he's taking, unless he does front of Skull, looking for Thieves Big. Unless he finds Thieves Big here, I don't know. We'll have to see. But he also doesn't have Thieves Small. It's kind of weird. Everything's kind of. Yeah. Actually, really, I'm not sure how.
Okay, like at least based on Gem's previous races and the way that he routes, if he doesn't have the Fire Rod, he will not go to Skull Woods unless maybe unless it's like an Agassiz or something, right?
Even like
or
the front five or whatever.
Huh? Yeah. So.
Okay. So he'll get the Fire Rod then before. And
in theory, I mean, like he also could just prove me wrong and like just rush Skull Woods. I don't know. You know, this is game 2. I don't know if he decides to try and like change something. I don't really imagine him playing like Gamma versus like somebody else. Like metagaming really comes too much into play. Like I'm sure it does to some extent, but I don't actually know if he would really play that much differently than he would just normally play.
Oh
well, perfect. Okay, that's a very convenient castle.
Gosh, that means there's gonna be nothing in Pod. Like that's it. Like we got the bow to get that logically, and then everything else in Pod's gonna be dead. Because there's no keys. It's a pendant. Like I don't know. Super late game stuff is gonna show up.
Yeah,
here.
That's true. We only have 2 small keys, right? So we can get a lot of stuff, but like logically, it's like not a lot of stuff is really like available.
Did he put that bomb there? That was cool. I've never seen that trick.
Oh, yeah. Actually,
that was smart.
You're right. I didn't think about this until you just put it out because normally you could do that with Samaria, right? And can you not do this with bombs?
Well, I think he put the bomb there to freeze the beetles because it stuns them, and if they're not stunned, you can't get back down that. You can't hop back down that ledge because they'll just pop you off.
Right.
So I think that's why he did it. Pretty cool.
So smart.
Ooh,
yeah, it is.
GT. Yeah, this is all trash. Like everything here is going to be trash. Watch.
We did pick up money, at least. That is something for Zora. But yeah, like the fact that we don't have like a lot of the stuff is what this is like 6 key locked.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, and then we don't really know where any of these keys. We only have 2, you know. And granted, like they don't have to show up in GT or Paths of Pendant. They can just show up in like all like these like random, you know, corners of the world type of places. But yeah, it's just especially if you don't have your eyes on it or you don't have them in possession, it does kind of like make you wonder if there is actually something back here.
Yeah, with like no keys showing up yet, like either the stuff in here is going to be super late game or it's just not going to be important.
Okay, well, the fact that we
Oh,
did.
there's Monkey, what, Meyer, yeah.
Oh,
Like, okay, I'm not doing a cutscene chest now.
Yeah.
I'm like, nope.
Yeah, yeah. I'm right. I mean, this is also something that I think that maybe
I'll
it's
get burned by
maybe
it.
more obvious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask you, Beer. So, at what point would you go to Castle Tower? It's kind of interesting that Gem is doing just Castle Tower maybe now and not combining with Pyramid. Maybe you already checked. Pyramid.
Let's see. So this gets him. Well, he did find a ton of cash, which is nice.
Oh, you know what?
So
We're gonna do
this will
Aga.
get him
We're
the
just gonna
yeah.
let Pyramid happen.
Just go beat Aga. Go beat. Go check Pyramid. Go check.
Graveyard Ledge, probably.
Uh,
You have a hook shot.
Yeah, probably. It's kind of awkward though. It might actually be better to just go to Catfish Sora and then save and quit, and then go back to the Castle Tower portal to do a loop around, and then do Graveyard Ledge afterwards. Or just don't do Catfish Sora and do a loop around, and then do that stuff, save and quit after, and then do that as a one-off. That actually probably would work really good too, because then he doesn't have to ever take the portal at Kakariko.
Yeah,
In fact, I think he might do that.
very
The more I think about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and actually, if you end up doing like that, the other loop going to, you know, like Graveyard Ledge, and King's Tomb, into like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
That's very convenient.
Maybe he's
Now I
going
think
to
for sure
go
he's
into
not
Deep
gonna do
Town. He
Catfish.
might be a little sad though. He won't have the
Well,
Tower. You won't have the Deep Town Smoky from Skullwoods.
So he won't dip the front 5 of Skull at all, even in keys modes.
Well, right now with the Thieves on Big Key, I can certainly imagine him just going basically to Village now, and then like, and then just finishing the dungeon.
And when he does, he'll get the Fire Rod.
Yes, and then he'll go to Skullwoods, and then he'll be very happy, and then he'll be very sad, a little sadder because he won't have the Thieves on Small Key. I mean, but he also could maybe, he also can just do the front 4 of Thieves, just like what Gamma did. You know, I can think certainly that's very reasonable. And maybe, you know, he can, he'll have to come back with a flute anyway to go activated. So, you know, he does have outs.
Yeah, so. Yeah, just to recap, we saw the Thieves Town Big Key in Castle Tower 2. And, we haven't seen the Pyramid yet. Alright, Gamma's beaten...
Yeah, we're gonna see Pyramid, like, right now. Well, not right now. We're gonna see the Pyramid in, like, 2 minutes. 2 minutes?
Gamma
maybe?
go to Pod? I think he does. I think, well, yeah, he knows it's a pendant. Yeah, I think he'll go to Pod first.
Oh, did we get the map to Pod? We must have gotten the map then at some point, maybe?
I
think Gamma knows it's a pendant?
Well, it's green pendant.
pendant.
I think they both
okay.
talked to Taha, I think. Ooh, Gem, that's a little low, buddy. What happened?
Oh, it's... It's okay. You know, I don't think he's at dinner yet, you know.
Oh,
so
okay, yeah.
Yeah, he might be running a little low on energy.
So I think Gamma ate the ice cream for both of them, and
yeah, just a little delayed. Okay. I want to say that Gem did not talk to Saha. Maybe. Okay, he must have.
I feel like he did.
Yeah, this is a keys
but then he just didn't. Maybe he's just using the tracker for maps, for logic.
Yeah. Okay.
In fact, oh no, yeah, he's only marking dungeons for maps he has. So I think he is actually just using the tracker. Hey, Gamma went up the mountain. That makes sense. He has mitts, but that means he didn't go to Pod. So what are we gonna find here? We're gonna see. We can beat Hera now too. I guess you end up doing Hera basement if you do this and you don't find anything. Ooh, that's awkward.
We did find a Hera small key, right? Yeah. Yeah. Would you try and maybe hold out for like either tablet and like Spike Cave to try and delay that?
Well, they can also beat Hera because remember they just did the first 2, so.
Right. Yeah, and I'm just wondering, like, Hera basement, like, it's a long check, right? And I don't know if people are willing to sit through the whole basement for, especially, you know, like, I think, you know, as you mentioned before, like, there are more things, like, Gamma can go do the back of Skullwoods. He has all of, like, Pendant Pod, you know, kind of available to him. You can't beat it, certainly, but, you know, like, that is a lot of, like, checks. He has Graveyard Ledge, he's got Catfish. These aren't necessarily the most appealing, but another compass? We're not picking up the compasses anymore.
I didn't see it, yeah. Okay, there's another bow. That's nice.
That's kind of nice.
And a map to Hera in the
Oh, hey, look, how convenient.
It's in logic now. Oh, there must have been something on the floating island, too. That's probably maybe another reason Gamma came up here. I did not see that. Oh, yep, so we are doing the loop arounds.
This actually might just... Okay, this could still be into Catfish Sora. I have seen Gem do this.
Oh, interesting.
He said that checking Graveyard Ledge here is actually, I think he says, is faster than if you, like... go the other way, like north.
That makes sense. Yeah. Pod, ice.
Ice. Okay. Well, ice is kind of nice. Make
Ice
things a
is
bit
kind of
faster.
nice.
It also could be a little bit, warmer than that I'd like over here. So, anything that will maybe, cool things down a bit would be kind of nice too.
In a summer like this one, like this year, right?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to be in ice?
Exactly. Without Samaria, without the big key, without a fire. Well, no, Gam has fire rods. I guess they both the bombos, so feel okay. But honestly, look, I do think that you're like Jem just taking the north route here, like into Bumper Ledge and potentially north into Skullwoods or Village. I think is like super reasonable.
Yeah.
Nobody really likes
because
Catfish
also
Aura.
they have Aga dead, so Catfish is actually really fast to get back to.
Yeah.
As far as going to Catfish is concerned.
Yeah, I certainly have seen people, like especially in like non-keys, like non-entrance, sword go mode, right? They beat GT, and then Catfish is one of like the first places they end up checking, after they land on the pyramid, because as you said, it's like one of the fastest ways you can actually get to Catfish, if you can land on the pyramid there.
Oh. Okay, let's see what we got.
Oh my gosh!
So we are doing the front of skull dip. So we're gonna
this is great. This is actually really good.
Yeah,
because the gem is beat Aga, this is kind of like a normal route.
$20.
$20. That means Zora is progression.
Yeah. And,
or Kiki, or Smith. Oh no, we checked Smith.
We did Smith, yeah. Well, now we got Thieves Town. We've got the back of Skull. What else are we missing? And then Ice Dip.
Yeah, and I think right now we're locked out. I don't think did Gamma scout Turtle Rock Medallion? Oh, we have all three. Maybe.
Nah, yeah, I was gonna say.
Never mind. Okay, yeah. So we need Samara to get into Turtle Rock. We need Flute to get into the Mire area and Mire. Is that it? And we need a bunch of big keys.
Yeah, just big keys. Well, whatever. They'll just be on the way somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure that's exactly
this
how
mode's
all
really
of
fast.
Modes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're never in go mode big keys. It's fine.
You think it's the same thing as entrance? More big keys, but get more big keys.
Yeah, I mean, it happened to me last night.
Why? It's okay. We love playing this game because it's still fun. That's why we play.
Well, that's the thing. We like to look for. Okay, and we're gonna do thieves. Oh yeah, we're gonna just do thieves.
Yeah, this is actually quite good. Like the fact that so Jem was fortunate to find Castle Tower key in the map chest of Pot, the luck side. Let him beat Aga, and then his normal, I would say, like post Aga Dark World loop. Being able to get Graveyard Ledge into North Dark World and did things in front of Skull Woods. Got him like actual like full clear ability. Everything here in Thieves Town, which is really good.
Damn, Gamma actually doing the dashes with those boots. That's wow. He got all the way there.
We have a ferry, right? Okay.
I think you could actually just walk there, but that's fine.
We have boots, we can start with them.
Yeah. And for our troubles, we get one arrow. Would you say that arrow is cool, though?
It does, yes, it is. It is one arrow that Gamma did not have an opportunity to use earlier. Okay, so we're maybe at this point just kind of hoping that the book is just buried somewhere, because at least for Gamma, both tablets are kind of not looking so good. At least they're just kind of like by themselves. Either he's already done Spike Keys, done all of Hera, including Hera Basement. Probably not really much else that's going to be that's going to draw him back up to the mountain.
Ooh, is
same kind of like with Bobble's tablet as well.
Oh, Gamma needs to go to Pod. That's why. I was like, why is Gamma missing whatever Gem has? But it's the Thieves Town big key, which he doesn't need to go to Pod. And honestly, besides beating Castle Tower on the first trip, which has its own efficiencies, it's actually not that bad to go there and get Thieves big and delay Pod if he can get more crap out of Pod, if he needs to. If he's able to.
That's true. Yeah, and the fact that Gemma was only there on 2 small keys, I mean, he was able to get like the big, more pod dense sub-dense items, like
yeah.
he got Dark Maze, yeah, he got Rebasement, right, he got the front, he got the Bowlock side, but it's, yeah, like there's not a lot of like Gamma certainly can get more side.
Oh, it's Ice Small.
Oh,
that's interesting actually, because now the boss could be yeah, the boss could be in Logic without Samaria potentially. So we might be in a situation where we got to go into ice before getting Samaria. Yeah, we do. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just meant generally.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Right. Like if the small key does show up on the boss in Colster, then it is Samaria a lot. But yeah, we have both of them now. We have a lot of small keys to like the maximum number of small keys to their dungeon. I mean, Thieves doesn't really count.
Right?
Top doesn't really count, but we have a lot. Yeah, we have a lot.
Except for Pod. Pod's just like nah.
Yes, apparently. Yes, apparently.
Oh, just kidding. Never mind. There's Samaria. Fine.
When do you make the decision to go to Ice Palace, Spear? Do you just go with
after Gamma's probably gonna do Graveyard Ledge, Catfish, Zora, and then go to Ice. That's my guess. Okay. Well, no, he can't do any of that because he doesn't have any money. No, he's probably just gonna go straight to Ice then.
Where did Gem get all this money? Because he had.
It was all in Pod. There was like 800 rupees in Pod.
Oh, okay. That's okay. That makes sense. It's okay. He might still try and get more money before Zora anyway. I mean, sorry, but obviously he has to. But you know, like we got 20 rupees out of Hera Basement, right? So clearly we have to put that to use.
Oh, nice moth fight.
It is, yeah.
So far, a nice blind fight as well.
It's a scripted off-script fight.
Well, maybe for you.
Or, you know, Jem was kind enough to give me an example of what I was saying.
Did we find anything in Thieves? I feel like we didn't.
Not in the back, I don't think.
Yeah, so I think Gamma's just going straight there now. Straight to Ice. Probably not doing... Oh! You know what? I just realized another efficiency that Gamma will be able to beat Eastern when he goes there. Because Gem is about to find the Eastern Big Key right here, I think. Yep, there it is.
I'm actually wondering if Gem is willing to go into Eastern separately. But yeah.
I think it's not that inefficient. I looked at this a while back, and if you just go to Eastern versus waiting for Pod, it's like maybe 20 seconds slower. It's like a lot. It's not as bad as people think.
Okay. So I certainly know that if you...
It's not great, but...
right. So with the flute, I think it's like 15 seconds difference because you can just flute to 5 and then just run, right?
Yeah.
But I think, like, I'm not sure but it probably isn't much different than if you just like start a Link's House and run there because it's, you just
kind of it's all pretty close. It just it just seems far away because it's a lot of overworld in general.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's a... Okay, right. So, okay, Gem picked up all of the stuff in Village Outcast and we'll see in this case if he does purple chest. So, right, Gem does not have the book. It's just like also with Gamma when he did with his 5th chain as well. So, and Gem's actually first to beat Swamp between himself and Gamma. So, we'll kind of see because like maybe the book will just never show up and we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Yep. Not forgetting to hit the switch. Oh, it's a pendant as well. That's interesting. Yeah. So Gamma is not forgetting the switch here. Doesn't matter because the Ice Big Key is just going to be in the back.
Yeah.
We'll see. No, I'm just kidding. But,
or GT could be.
Or GT, right? GT. Which was this key? Oh, Hera key. Oh, so Smith Chain was a mega bust.
Oh yeah, that's true because we got 20 rupees out of the basement. Yeah, but I think I think Gem's also gonna do. Ooh, okay, this is. I was
gonna say this is what I was mentioning earlier because he did South Dark World already. He was just gonna skip all this crap.
Yeah, I mean, certainly going to be good for him, at least so far. And again, not only
it'll just be like emotional damage, not
everything will be fine. Hey, look, there's our logical access to Spike Cave, which also had nothing.
That's how we knew the arrow was cool because it came from Ice Cave.
You're right.
Or Ice Palace.
When you're right. So, speaking of ice, okay, so Gem's also going to get his Ice Small Key. Gamma is gonna finish up. So I think we're just gonna not worry about the big chest or the big chest item here in Ice. It's pretty, you always mentioned before. Ice is a pendant.
Yeah,
it'll just be
man,
so close.
This game stinks.
All right, we can't get into desert right now, and we also do we have this desert small key?
We do, yeah.
Okay.
And the maps, not the compass. And the compass actually. We've got it all. Gotta get there somehow.
Okay.
Like if something's in the first 3 of TR, then I think. Oh, come on!
Oh my gosh! You were saying something about Turtle Rock beer? Just
think about this. So
maybe,
I think,
man, I'm actually wondering if Gem can't.
Probably, I don't know if you dip pod. I was gonna say I think Gamma is gonna be inclined to beat Eastern here, but I don't know if he's gonna mix that with a pod dip after this.
Yeah, you're saying that Gamma is just gonna run to Eastern, like swim and like mirror.
Yeah, I think he'll mirror and then walk right up there. That's. I mean, I'm just thinking of that as his next. He doesn't have much, is the point, because he probably doesn't want to go back to Turtle Rock with only 2 small keys. So I'm guessing he probably will go to Pod then. The more I think about it, because he'll want to find another TR small, and what better place to look for one than a dungeon like Pod.
Yeah, that's also good. Yeah, it's also a good point.
1, 2, 3, and one more slash. I mean spin. There you go. First try.
Nice.
Unless there's a TR small.
Okay.
Oh
my gosh.
That makes Pod slightly better.
Is there a magic number of keys that you would like? That's like not, like 5. Like, so how, like, what's the difference between like 2 keys versus 3 versus 4? Like, is 4 like what you really like? If you can't get 5?
3 because that puts most of the dungeon in logic and all the checks that you give a crap about at that point, and it creates a nice 50-50 that you don't have to think about. You just pick one and you go, because then if the choice is wrong, oh well, you got burned. If you weren't wrong, then great. So I don't mind having 3. Obviously, like you said, you want 5, and then 4 lets you get every chest minus the boss, and if it's pendant, maybe that's what you want to do, and then assume that you're gonna double dip it, because like that's the thing. I know like Pod has its, like, people have their standards of what they want to do in Pod, in different modes, but I think in 80 keys, it's insanely rare to not double dip Pod. Like, it's really, really rare.
Yeah,
so.
That's actually good. Yeah. And while like Pod, has a lot of small key requirements, as in like you do need a lot of them. But like there are 14 checks in Pod, right? You probably can't get the boss, and you probably won't get one of the vanilla big key chests or like Harmon's, but I mean that's like still like that's 10 plus checks that you just have Pod readily available to you, pretty much. So and
a lot of times you just see like the only thing that ends up mattering in Pod is the 2 on the Bowlock side, or one of those. Like Pod will be like fully loaded with junk, and then like the 2 stuff on the Bowlock side matters, and like it's like, oh well, you got an early bow, therefore obviously Pod's the play, even though it's like only locks 2 checks. It's really strange. I don't know. Pod's funny. Like Pod makes the game interesting. A lot of people like whine about it, like, oh my god, I hate this dungeon, the logic. But it actually, the more weird dungeons are, the more interesting they end up making the game, I think.
I think no, that's certainly actually very, very true. And I guess like maybe to take a little while, like it's not quite like key drop. Like key drop was kind of introduced, at least in Survivors of Hyrule. Not quite like exactly full key drop, because it was universal keys as opposed to specific keys. But like Swamp Palace, for example, if you think of all the key pots that are there, like there are like 5 key pots I think in Swamp. Total. If you start it's just shuffling those around, right? Now suddenly Swamp becomes another pod, right? You have to now think about Mire is another one that's actually very good. Mire routing especially is actually very interesting.
Mire goes from, I think the front 4 are still 1 key locked. I think most of everything in Mire is 1 key locked. No, that's not true. I don't know. I don't want to think about it right now. Don't do math live on stream. That's the rule, right?
Don't do math so early. Yeah.
But yeah, so now Gamma having the extra key, I am a little surprised he didn't do the front first, looking for maybe the big key, but either way, he gets to do this chest, which is nothing. And there you go, 50-50, not working out so far, but now he has less of a reason to do the big chest, which is probably just a waste of time. Since Pod Big Key's going to be our go mode, right?
Yes. Sadly, it is probably going to be our go mode. At least a very good contender. But the fact that we have Eastern, we have Desert, we have Turtle Rock. Actually, what do we get? What else do we get?
Mire? I think that's it. Oh yeah, Flute. Yeah.
Oh, Mire Big Key. Right. Yeah, that can also be pretty elusive too. We only have knowledge of 2 pendants, Ice and Pod.
Yeah, that was Turtle Rock, yeah. So this is interesting. I
actually wonder when Gem wants to go up to Turtle Rock. Maybe he's gonna try and hold out for
another. I was trying to figure out what the hell got Gamma so behind on dungeon clears, but I think it was just him going up to Dark Death Mountain and beating Hera. Because like Gem's gonna have everything Gamma has plus Castle Tower here in a moment.
Yeah.
And Thieves Town, which is nuts.
Oh, in the back of in the back of Thieves Town, yeah.
That's, but I mean, like Gamma. Right there.
Well, yeah, but I think like Gem's gonna just get that time straight back because I mean like Gamma to Spike Cave, Gamma to Hera Basement, which I can also see Gem doing, right? So like it's but yeah, it's gonna seem a little bit unbalanced right now for the moment.
There's almost guaranteed either a pod small or a TR small in TR. That just is always the case.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah, but it's like in these modes, if you don't have the spoiler log or something, or you're not playing, like a spoiler mode, right? Like you don't really want to have a small key to this dungeon inside the dungeon because it completely changes like your planning.
Oh, there we go. He's leaving. Yeah, I was like, what is Gamma doing? But yeah, so he'll do Eastern, but the problem is Gamma has to go back to Thieves, and there's nothing there. So if he's gonna get that big key, and then he's gonna want to go back to try and like pull another TR small somewhere, and there's just gonna be nothing there. So it'll be a huge walk for him to get back for nothing. So this is just a little bit rough in terms of finding items in the right order. I think we talked about that.
Yeah. Well, you told me to get the correct go mode item, you have to stumble upon it by accident. I mean, these guys are. I think their brains are probably working like pretty hard to try and figure out what the right thing to do is.
Yeah, like I think Gems is pretty obvious because he's got a couple dozen. He's got like a dozen or so checks on the mountain. Yeah, he's got like 4 in Hera, Spike Cave, 6 on Dark Death Mountain, 4 more in TR, plus a couple more if you scum keys and stuff. No, you can't. You can't get to the back. Never mind. You need another TR small at least. Because he has like 10 checks available in TR if he finds one more TR small, which he will somewhere.
Yeah, where was the second Turtle Rock small key?
I think it was on Moldorm or something.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, if that's the case then. Yeah, with 2 TR keys, we can get all the way to Mimic Cave?
We can go to Laser Bridge if we scum it.
Oh, right, that's true. Oh, yeah, right. We have the big key. I was thinking for some reason we didn't have one, but yes.
Yeah, we just got it, yeah. So. Okay. And 3 bombs. So I didn't see what Gamma found in the big chest.
I also did not see, but I don't think it was important. Just check the tracker real quick. No Mire big, no flutes.
Yeah.
No pod big.
And okay, never mind.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
I think you still do Castle Tower first. Before flute.
No, that's actually very.
No, you definitely don't because you can activate flute, beat Thieves Town, and then flute to 4.
Yeah, right. I mean, like the goal.
Yeah.
You're right. The goal in theory is to, if you have the Thieves Town big, you can actually just save 1 flute in now. But I mean, like once you in this case have the flute, you can basically come back to the village anytime.
Yeah. And let's see, he never did King's Tomb? Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't remember him doing King's Tomb yet because he hasn't save and quit to Sanctuary for so long. But here he's doing it now.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna isolate Graveyard Ledge now because I don't think he ever checked it. He did like check Bumper Ledge, right, and then he just went basically straight south. Yeah, so I think it should be okay. Like there wasn't anything there, so.
That was a small key. That was TR, maybe.
Maybe that was TR. Yeah. Okay.
Or was it ice? I don't even know. All right, the real question is: does Gamma not do cutscene chests? I don't think he will.
Is he going into Mario without the big key? Would you do that? He's certainly going to do Desert.
I probably would, yeah. At this point, well, okay, it depends. If he does Desert and Mire Shed and does not find a TR small key, then I would guess he was going to Mire before going back up to TR.
So
I think that's what it's contingent on right now. I think he's only looking I think he's realistically only looking for a TR small key because he knows that Mire small key is gonna just show up. Well, he doesn't know about Thieves yet, but he'll get that soon.
You mean the big key?
Sorry, he doesn't know where the Thieves' big key is, and it's in Castle Tower. He has. Oh, he's doing that first. Oh, this makes sense. It's not like this gets faster,
really. Pod, and he has both Castle Tower keys. Yeah.
I'm smart. Yeah, he can't do Thieves Town with the flute because he doesn't have the Thieves Town big key because it's in Castle Tower.
Right, but he's gonna get that right
Woo!
now.
Man, this game, huh?
But yeah, Gamma's path is pretty good so far. I think all he needs right now is just Mire big key for go mode.
And a TR small.
And a TR small key. Okay, right.
And it was just a bottle. So Gem's going. Oh, I see what Gem's doing. Yeah. Again, a weird sequencing that is, if there's a TR small key here, you kind of screwed up, but it's fine. It works out fine in the end.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. That's a bow. Nice. Big key to Thieves Town in Castle Tower 2. And then now right side TR, we got. Ooh, a big key to Meyer. There you go.
Oh.
And it's Monkey to the Sun.
Oh my gosh!
Is that go mode for Gamma?
No.
I think it is.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Meyer, Monkey, and
so maybe this is good because he wouldn't have had everything. Yeah, yeah. So if he goes into Meyer, he'll be wasting time, unless he finds like another TR small or something in there.
If a third TR small is just up here, do you think Gem will just go back?
Oh wait a minute, we need pod big.
Oh, but,
sorry, what was the question? My bad, I was
gonna say, so if Gem, we forgot what small key that was on Floating Island. If that was just a TR small key, would you go back to just be TR? Or would you leave?
No, probably not. Because I know pod's dependent. I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Okay.
Because like at the end of the day, you've already beaten Aga, so you're not looking for that anymore. Oh, there's the other one.
Okay, yeah, there's okay. Okay, it's just an hook shot.
So, yeah, so like I think I would be betting on pod big key in GT at this point. And mainly, well, he doesn't have the flute either. Maybe not. Just kidding. If he had the flute, I wouldn't go back in, but he doesn't have the flute, so yeah, I'd probably go back in.
We found. It's
really hard to make decisions when you know 2 runners worth of information instead of just 1 runner.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, with that third TR small, because he doesn't have the flute, then absolutely I'm going back in, because he can't actually do anything with that Meyer big key he found.
Looks like that's what exactly Gem's gonna go in and do. Yeah, this suddenly, like, this mountain excursion,
yeah,
taking a little bit longer than expected, but I mean, it's a good thing. Like, and then he is gonna be able to clear out another dungeon. Most likely, it'll be a crystal. Yeah,
I think it's more likely a crystal at this point. Do we know actually whether or not?
I don't know. I don't think so. And right, we don't have like. I don't think we know what Meyer is, and I don't think we know what like Desert is. It just happens to be we have all of the big keys.
Yeah.
Except for Pod.
You know what's actually funny about this route? Well, I'll be honest, it was kind of strange thinking about it like after the fact. So Gem opened TR, he went in to go dip the front 4 because he was planning to do Super Bunny into Hookshot Cave into getting a small key off of Floating Island, but like, what if that's a TR small, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It would have made more sense to take that bet and say, oh, if this is a TR small key, then I can go further in TR. And then just do Super Bunny into Hookshot into that small key. And if he had done that, he would have like one-shot TR. And it's not like he's losing a ton of time, but the route ended up being really awkward. That's all.
A little bit. I think, right, it kind of maybe happened because he found 2 Turtle Rock small keys up here, so that kind of yeah, like, and you usually don't think that. So I mean, like, and that's probably the only ways you can make it like kind of less awkward is if you actually know ahead of time that you're gonna get these. You know, probably if you're doing some sort of like spoiler lock mode.
Right. Well, because the main thing I'm thinking about is if he had 2 small keys going into Turtle Rock, he wouldn't have done Fallen Chain or Chain Chomps before doing right side.
Yeah.
Because he would have had the assumption he can go to like Laser Bridge or whatever, and then like I don't know, the route through TR would have probably saved 30 seconds overall. But he's been kind of ahead of Gamma this whole seed, so honestly, I don't know if it'll matter. Like I still think he's ahead by a little bit.
It's pretty close.
But it's starting to catch up because of Gamma beating Eastern now. But,
yeah, and the fact that he has the flute.
Yeah, but Gem has beat Thieves, so that's gonna kind of even out with this Turtle Rock dip, because Turtle Rock is what, like 6 minutes or something to do everything. It's a long freaking time to go through that.
It's
maybe not.
Right.
I think to open every chest and do everything in it, it's like 6 minutes. So
if you go outside and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
So for what it's worth, I think if you end up taking an early exit on Trinex, it's only like 2 minutes to get back there. However, though, that also assumes that you've again opened everything on the path, all the chests,
exactly.
Like even bonking this wall takes time, right? You don't have to go do a crystal roller to go check this room. All these things add up.
Oh my god! just mirror. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, are we just literally going back? I can't believe there are There were 3 Turtle Rock Smokies out here.
Oh, that's actually kind of gross, but it worked out in the end.
Gosh. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my god, I can't believe that.
Yeah, I think Gem
Like,
is
okay,
ahead,
you ready to
for
go
sure.
beat the dungeon? It's like, I only have 1 TR key up here. Don't worry, the rest of them are all here just on the dungeon.
The trick is to just accidentally on purpose open
right,
the
exactly.
lava cup
That's
door
right.
every time.
See, Beer, no, you were correct. Like, when you said this, you know, 2 minutes in, you had to get your correct go mode thing or whatever, sequencing on accident.
Yeah.
This is exactly what happens.
Yeah.
I have stumped upon all my
And
keys.
all the money. Go to the right, go to the right. Yes. Nice. Read the RNG.
Mhm.
And when I say read, I mean you screwed up, so therefore the roller's going to be switching directions.
I had heard maybe there was something about like getting bomb spooky at some point for this particular crystal switch, but I guess you don't need to because you went outside.
That's funny. Alright, so full clear
Okay.
TR in one shot. Weird.
Yeah, I know. This is something that you basically never expect, and you know, and
The thing is, though,
like-
there's like nothing here besides the 2 things in the front. So like, you could make a bet on just doing the fast stuff, and if you did that in this seed, you wouldn't be wrong. Like if you said the things I need are probably in GT. There's a million things there, and now I'm in GT go mode. So you just like do crystal roller, laser bridge. You do everything except for lava chest, mimic cave, and big chest. You just skip those 3.
yeah, you don't go
Okay.
outside.
Yeah, exactly. And that saves like almost 2 minutes. Like that crap is so
Yeah,
incredibly slow.
That's true, right? Actually, even going to Laser Bridge, while it's like very item dense, right? Like there are 4 checks here, and so like for your checks per minute or whatever,
Yeah,
CPH is actually quite
insanely high
good.
CPH.
But it takes a long time to get to like actually go do Laser Bridge. Like it's actually very significant.
Yeah, like I think I would still do laser bridge, looking for pod stuff, but I would consider skipping all this, depending on how I felt. I think like once it'll depend on if Gamma goes into Mire. Because like I said, remember we were saying if he ends up not finding a Turtle Rock key in Desert, which he won't, we know now, he might dip Mire looking for one, and we also know that everything he needs is just going to be in the roller room. In
Yeah,
TR.
yeah.
So, yeah.
That's very true. Yeah, so I certainly imagine after all this, well, okay, if what happens? What do you do if you're in Jum's position? You're gonna be you've beaten Turtle Rock. You've gotten the next crystal. You're gonna beat Hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, would you like what?
Did he beat
what
Hero?
other
He beat
thing-
Hero already. I think his
Oh,
tracker
you're
started
right.
to
You're
leak.
right. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. Well, I guess he can't get into Desert, so we're gonna go back to East.
He needs to beat Eastern, yeah. Okay. So honestly, there wasn't that much in TR, all things considered. There was
Besides the front for roller,
Yeah.
there was nothing. TR. There were just all the other TR small keys that we did not expect to be there. That was the value. Of
Ooh. Does he want to go? Is he trying to go to pod? Why is he saving and quitting?
Catfish?
Just faster?
Catfish Zora? I have
I
no
don't know.
idea. Dude.
Okay, whatever.
Well, he is.
I feel like he's only doing this if he wants to go into pod.
Okay, this could be like a hedge your bets type of thing. So like if Pod Big is an
Oh,
Eastern,
okay.
then he could just be Pod, right? And if it's not, then then it's
I don't know.
or he'll just run to Eastern. Okay, that's fine. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought maybe he actually wanted to try and save his portal right outside. But actually going through like the hedge maze, not hedge, whatever, the Kiki maze is actually much longer than like just him.
Oh, yeah, for
his
sure.
Speed, right? So okay.
Yeah, I guess the question would be this running from the pyramid versus running from Link's house.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also probably saves you a mirror does it save you a mirror transition as well? Because you have to mirror and then save
No,
you
because you
from
have to
the
mirror
light
anyway. Yeah,
world? Okay. Alright.
probably about that. I don't know. Well, nothing in Desert, I think, so far.
Yeah,
I mean,
right now
that's
right.
kind of clear because what do we expect to actually find in Desert besides pod stuff?
And yeah, pod stuff is probably gonna be right. And we know pod's a pendant, so it's probably gonna be GT.
Yeah, we just found maps and compasses. That's all. It's fine.
Yeah, that's right. All logic. We just found logic. More logic. I did remember hearing some other chatter before where it's like, do we need another pod small key for go mode? Because I know that people. I know that
Gem
Gem
doesn't, but
used-
Gamma does.
Okay. Oh, right, because Jem got the third pod key on Cold Stare, which he was already in pod using 2 keys, so he doesn't have so he didn't do the harmless hallway. But Gamma going to pod with 3 keys after Ice Palace, he used all 3 keys. So yes, Gamma will still need a pod small key mode. It might be a little awkward then for when Gamma decides to go back up the mountain, because I think you're right. Like in that, like Meyer is kind of like right here. Meyer Big Key can still just very well beat Meyer. We've certainly seen that very often. He needs more TR keys. He probably wants him to pod key. Like, it's I think pretty reasonable for him to dip this.
Yeah, okay. So this would be good for Gem, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think checkerboard and then dip, or just dip? Yeah, must be. I think he's really just trying to find CR small and nothing else. And he's just kind of gonna get
It
burned
is unfortunate, yes.
not having Skull Lids done, which is the weirdest reason why.
Yeah. Goodbye compass. Goodbye logical compass. That I have no idea what could that even be at this point. I mean, look just like a Gems tracker.
Oh, good Agina cave. This is the first for either of them, by the way.
Oh yeah.
69-minute Agina check. That's about the right amount of time.
There's nothing.
Please be the pod big.
If pod big is here, like yeah, that would be. I mean, Gamma can't go back to pod to beat it.
Oh my god, it's a pod small.
Oh wow, no. How nice! Oh,
that's hilarious.
So good, dude. I mean, well, pod's big can also be in pod. Like it could be vanilla, right? And
yeah, no, it sure could.
And we could actually just the whole of GT could also just be a bunch of pod small keys that we can go back. I think, okay, you mentioned earlier that it's very unlikely that we can single dip pod in AD keys mode, so it's probably going to be most likely double dip. So, the next question is, at what point do you go back for the double dip? Or actually, at what point do you go single dip, and then what point do you go back for the double dip, right? Because
so
it's going to be
back to your question earlier. Yeah, if you have a bow or a bottle and, at least 2 keys, the first dip isn't that bad, in my opinion. It's not ideal. There's better situations to dip it if you can hold out. But, if you're feeling hey, there's some good density in pod, but you have 2 small keys and, a bow, it's actually not a bad dip. That's what Gem ended up doing. And and I'm thinking about this, too. You said this earlier. In the first game, Gem held out on pod, Gamma held out on pod, and Gem went in kind of early, right? Which, in this game, has helped Gem versus the other game where it hurt him. So... it's kind of funny that might be the case here. We can talk about that later depending on, if we get an interview or whatever later.
Yeah. And actually, specifically with this situation in Meyer, so Gem is in just pod big key go mode. He knows it's a pendant. He is actually still clearing things out, maybe. I was actually wondering if there's going to have actually pretty different approaches to how much they want to explore of this dungeon.
Yeah.
Because Gamma's still looking for a bunch of stuff, right? Gamma's looking for, at least 1 TR small key, as you mentioned. Meyer Big Key potentially can be here. Pod Big Key could be here, right? And so, but Gem is he's just 1 pod Big Key away. So he is checking lobby for what it's worth and compass chest. He got kind of burned. This is what happened.
Oh, this might be fine. This might end up being fine for Gamma then. Because he'll just go...
Oh my god, there's so many pod keys here.
He'll just go do TR into GT, actually.
Mm-hmm.
This actually might end up being okay. He'll be a little behind, but this won't be too bad in the end.
Yeah, right. And I mean, I think in terms of Gamma, what options Gamma has right now, right?
TR is his only option.
Exactly, right. And yeah. I mean, it was only real good option. I think there are probably other... Well, actually, doesn't have... You can go back to pod, but I think you mentioned before, you're probably not going back to pod without some more semblance of some confidence to beat the dungeon. Yeah.
And he knows that there's earlier logical implications to TR at this point.
Mm-hmm. Nobody has the book of all we've been through, I don't know, 70 minutes of this game and still no book. At this point, I think I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Okay, I just see in this case that I think both Gem and Gamma ended up skipping cutscene chest and Meyer, big key chest.
Yeah, that's probably because of where that small key was. Well, what's interesting too, in my opinion, is Gamma found, this is what we talked about earlier. Gamma found 2 small keys to Meyer early, and the third one was behind Dark Maze in pod. But that means the big key of Meyer could be vanilla. And he still skipped it though, which I am curious about if he's thinking about that at all.
That's so awful.
So it technically could be, but we know it's not, but it could be.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is Meyer is a pendant. Apparently, we have the map to this, and I think I must just miss it on Gamma side. But yeah, this is gonna be all of our pendant dungeons. Yeah, and the only thing that can really be in Thing at GT are more pod small keys and or the pod big key itself. I mean, ideally, we just go find the pod big key.
Yeah, I think as soon as Gamma finds these 2 keys, he's gonna feel like kind of shitty. I think, and he's just gonna rush the boss. Like I actually would not be shocked if he did, because he's been running around wasting time doing double dips here and there, like all kinds of stuff. And then all of a sudden he just is in like GT mode. So
okay, right. So he probably won't check the big key chest in Turtle Rock. So like the last key is
I doubt it.
So yeah, so he'll probably just go, and then he'll as you mentioned, I think he'll probably go with the boss.
That's like a minute for one check. Yeah, I think he'll check Laser Bridge. Yeah, he, like doing just Lava Chest. Well, it's probably not a minute. It's like 30 seconds, but it's enough time where it's just like that or all of GT, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, would you still do the basement? You would, right? Versus like just climb and hope that you have something good upstairs?
Yeah, definitely. I think people have kind of philosophies on routing GT basement and keys modes. Did Gamma skip Compass Chest? He sure did.
Yes, he did. I think, well, I mean, I think this is like, to your point, this is something that maybe Gamma doesn't feel very good about. You could have come up here earlier in order to do
because if it's just on the boss, then you're done, and you can come back for Compass Chest at any time. But yeah, so anyway, for what was it? Depends on your keys. Right now we have, I think, every key for GT. No, we have 3. Whatever. So
that's close enough.
That's close enough, exactly. That means that most of the things are more or less in logic. So you could consider hope full left in that case and say, oh well, the 4th key is, we don't have it, so therefore it's not logical. Or just say, well, we'll find it somewhere, therefore everything's logical. And then do, if that's the case, you would do compass full left, looking for that pod big. So I don't know what these runners will decide to do. We'll have to see. Okay. Gamma hitting that switch there implies to me that he's going to be skipping all the outdoorsy things.
Yeah.
Okay, there's our 7th crystal for Gem. So he's going to GT right now. That's the level
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I certainly have seen him, probably among other people, like just basically, once you're in GT mode, right? Like that's kind of it, right?
Yeah.
You have so many checks in that dungeon.
Okay. Oh, he's gonna do all of Desert first. Okay, so they'll be entering GT like at the exact same time. They're gonna be that close, I think. If Gamma skipped Compass Chest, he's not going back for Lava Chest.
Yeah, no. He's definitely not going back to to Vicky Chest. That is a that is quite a time investment at this point. Yeah, as you mentioned before, I think Gamma maybe doesn't feel so great. Like he did all of Meyer, and then he just ended up seeing like Meyer Big Key, so that was already one. I don't know how he feels about Pod per se. But yeah, there probably have just been like things here and there that have maybe not make him feel great at the moment, but it's just maybe probably like a bunch of small things, but they kind of like just added up over the course of time.
Yeah. Map to GT? I forgot that was there.
Yeah. Okay, now we can logically go enter GT. No, we can always logically enter a GT, but there is no logic for map Hyrule Castle or GT. Okay, so the fact that Gem left his no.
He has every compass and map. It looks like good for him.
Yeah. Okay, I was actually wondering if he was gonna do checkerboard. Maybe he already did checkerboard or Gina. That is pod keys. He's 4. I think he did not do
Agina was the 5th, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so...
When I say the 5th, I mean the one he didn't get.
Yes.
Correct. No, I was about to call it Ice Cream Dash, but that's not what it's called. I don't know why I was going to call it that.
Waffle House?
Yeah, Waffle House. Because I don't know, you eat ice cream with waffles sometimes?
It's true. Yeah, it's actually very common and popular desserts.
Yeah.
You can for some reason like waffles is like one of the most like versatile medium
I know, yeah.
of like food preparation, because like you have with savory things and sweet things, right? Obviously waffles are very popular dessert, but like there's chicken and waffles too, which I actually really haven't. I guess maybe more of a southern thing, but still.
Yeah, there was a diner I used to go to that I lived by in San Diego that I don't actually honestly remember the name of it because I called it chicken and waffles. But it was really good though. It's gone now. Now it's a tea shop of all things. Super weird, but
that is quite the difference in terms of health.
Okay, so what was it about a 30-second lead for Gem?
Well, I guess it's in Meyer, right? So Gamma hasn't done Meyer yet.
Oh, and Meyer, yeah, that's big actually. That's huge, huge.
I mean, well, we do have like, but the thing is like that we're still on a hunt, you know, for Pod Big, right? And like ideally it would be some sort of tempered sword.
Maybe Gamma just rushes the climb and gets a tempered and Pod Big. That's his out, and then Gem full clears the basement.
Maybe, I mean,
because this is a lot of time to make up, like an absolutely insane amount of time to make up.
Well, how bad is it to go back to Meyer and just to go beat the boss? I don't know.
It's about 2.5 minutes.
Okay. Well,
I think from a flute, it's about 2.5 minutes.
Okay.
So that's a lot. That's a lot of time.
All right. Looks like at least Gamma's gonna do right side basement as well as Gem. So but like I said, like I don't know how.
Let's do it. Oh, coward. No, I'm just kidding.
I just want the middle door. You know. I just want.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, the thing is that I don't know how Gamma feels in the state of the race, you know, type of thing. He obviously doesn't know where Gem is, right? He has his own, you know, sense of like how he thinks he's been doing, how much time that he has to, you know, give up in terms of inefficiencies, or just, you know, again, sequencing of ordering, wrong order of sequencing things that you couldn't, you know, expect. I can see him certainly making skips. He didn't go back to vanilla baking chest and Turok. You know what? There's just a temper sword waiting for us on the torch. No problem.
Okay. Mirror. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of what it is, what the feeling comes from in his situation, is that he's like double dipped like every dungeon.
Except some of them are forced, for what it's worth. It's very natural to. Okay, I think
Eastern wasn't. Oh, there's your book.
Nice book. Oh no. I guess we can't even check.
Eastern. I mean, they both double dipped Eastern, so for what it's worth, that was not a. It was kind of a non-issue, but like, yeah, he double dipped Eastern, Hera, Skull, Thieves, and I guess he didn't double dip Turtle Rock, so it's whatever. Oh, and Meyer, he'll be double dipping Meyer, so I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, that's actually kind of true. But right, and I'm kind of looking at this with the perspective that like, you know, Gem also kind of did some of these.
Yeah, like the thing with but you didn't need to double dip Eastern.
Yeah,
that's probably a big one that they're both feeling like that burn, because that's almost like a minute.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess like especially in Light World, maybe I don't feel as bad, because I do think that like Eastern is that Pod Big. Oh, that's it. That is go mode for Gem. He's got the Rush.
Rando Rushers unite.
Okay, actually, then Gamma's gonna get out of this, you know, pretty quick too.
Oh yeah, he's just right here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Did he make up time in here? I feel like he was way further behind entering, but
was he?
I don't know. Maybe
I don't know.
What? Yeah, I don't know either. No, Gem's already like four rooms ahead. Yeah, I mean, barring like some obviously like absolute catastrophe here, Gem's pretty much got the lead, and he's just gonna hang on to it. Like we like everybody knows, like, you know, these are just some of the top tier executioners in the entire rando community, and we saw that in GT Climb, or sorry, in
we're definitely gonna see it here
with Gem beating Gamma out by almost 5 seconds. So
and we're also gonna
we know that Gamma is like very unlikely going to make up much time on the climb, if any.
Yeah, that's true. Like
there's also RNG.
I think it's always really interesting to see in this case you put like two of like the top tier runners like kind of next to each other, you know, like you know, you certainly kind of expect probably like an even performance, right? Maybe you'll give like a second here, maybe, you know, give back another second over there or something like that, but it'll be relatively even. And I almost kind of feel like it's just like you kind of take their abilities for granted because it's so close. You don't get a sense of how good they are. Is you put them next to somebody who's less experienced, and suddenly you just see them like pulling ahead on every room to the point where you're just like, how are you 45 seconds ahead? Like dropping down the Ganon or something. When they probably let's say even started behind or even like that's one of the best ways that people have made up time for, especially like earlier on in more like larger main quote unquote like tournaments. It is
and they're also going to have the the spoiler tournament coming up for SG Live online.
Oh yeah, that'll be great.
I think there's a qualifier this weekend actually for that, if I remember.
You're right. I believe that actually starts Saturday. 8 p.m. Eastern. That is the first live qualifier. So I don't think Jem will be awake because he's in Germany. Now Gamma might if he's around.
So Clear Mouse, does it just feel like Saturday to you?
Yes, because it's Freedom Day.
I've like literally been like, wait, Saturday, that's today, right? And like,
yeah, oh man.
No, I guess not.
And you know what the worst part about like it feels like Saturday? Tomorrow is not Sunday. We still have to go to work tomorrow.
Are you working tomorrow?
Freedom Day for one day. It's so sad. Don't worry. I think the next spoiler one is actually pretty EU friendly. I want to say Sunday 1 p.m. maybe. Sunday 1 p.m. Eastern. I should check the schedule.
All right, Gamma Hover, make up some time. You know you want to.
Gamma Hover, reliable?
No.
Okay. I've seen him bounce. And they're definitely obviously very like sort of over the course of how many seasons these guys have played. There's certainly been very lots of excitement. There was one I think where Gamma. It was a bounce / hover save for casual boots, and Gamma was trying to bounce. He ran out of bombs, dropped down into like where the pit is when you get knocked out by Moldorm. The Wizard's prize packs were bombs, so he got them, and then he was able to bounce over. Like it was actually really amazing. Alright, okay. Aga 2 down for Jem. Aga 2 almost down for Gamma. I think the cutscene here is pretty long, but it actually do really it is quite remarkable. Basically, these guys just held on to like their execution has been quite good. Didn't really even be able to give up time to each other like very significantly. Yeah, kind of echoing also what Alex is saying, and kind of echoing chat. Like these guys are probably they are two of probably the best runners like in the world. I mean, like Gamma has multiple titles. Jem has also multiple titles. In various number like a lot of different tournaments as well. Certainly shows from a lot of experience. We are kind of seeing like these guys have been around for I think for quite some time, so they've played certainly a lot of rando throughout their careers, and we are kind of seeing them like at the point where the thousands upon thousands of hours that they put into practice and playing and stuff like that. That's kind of somewhat like more in the past. We are kind of seeing the I won't say it's a final product, but it's a very polished experience. So you can see all their movements are just like super crisp, right? They know exactly kind of what they're doing. And this is kind of good to show you, like when you've done a room, let's say like 1,000 times, 2,000 times, it's gonna be kind of different than when you've done that room maybe like 5 or 10 times, or even 100 or 200 times.
All right.
Speaking of, yes.
So, no, it's just winding down to the end here. I'm sure they both feel a little bit of pressure. I think.
Oh, for sure.
I think Jem's probably thinking about his kind of TR small key routing kind of like it wasn't really a problem, but it was just kind of weird. You know what I mean?
It's awkward. Yeah. Well, right, and also and part of the awkwardness, as you mentioned before, right, is that like it's just like the lack of knowledge. You don't know. Like if you were presented the information at the time you had, it may not have been like super, that bad. Just because as you said, right, we're gonna do front forward third turtle rock. We're gonna go into hookshot caves or whatever. Hookers are super funny, and then maybe we just, we'll just leave, right? We maybe save and quit or something, or we'll go do something else. We'll basically at least, be, outside Turtle Rock, and then you just kind of expect, and then you just find all the Turtle Rock stuff in there, and then now you have to go back. Yeah, I certainly know, at least from Jeff's perspective, I think game one, again, like his Goma situation was very precarious, and especially versus Gamma, like there is a significant risk and danger if you end up overclearing. I mean, it's kind of like true in general, right? But as we're kind of seeing here, right, like Gamma is not something that you can give up time to and expect to just not be punished. And
yeah,
so,
he made up a lot of time, but just in the end, ended up not being enough.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, and Gamma, all memes aside, whatever's like plot armor or luck sacking, whatever, right? Like his tournament performances have been extremely consistently good, right? I mean, it's a very steep uphill battle to climb to try and see if you can take a game off of Gamma.
That's right,
that being said, though, it is rando. Obviously, no one is untouchable, right? And Gamma took game one. Gem looking like it's projected to take game two. And then we're end up seeing like kind of what game three holds.
Yeah, and like Gamma's one of those players that's very adaptable. He knows who his opponents are. He knows when he can take risks and when he has to take risks, and he'll play accordingly depending on how he feels. Like it's clear in the seed. Like I think the big thing that we saw was him putting off pod for so long when it was just a dead dungeon except for one key. Like actually really hurt him in the end. Where Gem rushing it gave him a ton of time. That put him ahead quite a bit.
Yeah, actually, like the whole efficiency of especially with a very late flute in this case. I mean, okay, it was late for both of them, but like a fluteless kind of like overworld, trying to like route things together, that overworld can actually add up quite some time. And Gem was able to do like a much nicer, cleaner version of it.
No, for sure. Yeah, the fluteless overworld hurts the most. So.
Yeah. No, but big GGs,
Big
to Jum,
GGs.
taking on game two. This is best of 3 series. Gamma did take game one, so we're gonna see a game 3 sometime in our near future.
Yeah.
Big congrats.
I think more rando for everyone involved.
That's
GGs.
right, exactly. That's exactly what that you're looking for. Whether you're a Gamma fan, whether you're a Gem fan, whether you're fans of both of them. Right? We get a game 3 out of these guys.
How could you not be a fan of both of them?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm
just
not
watching
sure how many
top tier
times.
rando in general is just
exactly. Yes. Yeah. I'm actually trying to think how many times they've actually faced each other, like either as co-op or just like straight head to head. I mean, certainly not the first time, probably not even like the 5th time. They faced each other in spoiler. They faced each other in co-op. More recently, I'm sure they faced each other in like ladder, league, main tournament, whatever. I'm sure that there's a reason why they keep facing each other. Like they keep meeting up, with these like finals, like semifinals, tournaments, and stuff like that. So.
very close. 130 is a great
for
time.
sure.
This mode is nuts. Like it's always in the 130 somethings I've noticed when you see like the top times.
The top times, yeah. I mean, you can certainly get kind of like, worsies, right? Just how many times you had to double dip things. If you can somehow avoid, let's say, like all of GT, basement, that will definitely save you a couple number of minutes. How much overworld stuff there is. But yeah, 130, and probably for Gamma, like, I don't know, like 133 is very, very good.
Yeah. I think we're joined by Gem here. GG's.
Yo, thanks.
Yo, Gem, GG's? I didn't hear you come in. Congrats.
Surprise.
You get a game 3? Yeah.
Surprise, yeah.
Hell yeah.
nice 455 today.
Yeah, thanks. It was a 57.
Wow.
If we
You should have forgot to start your timer.
It was a 55.
Yeah, just forget to start your timer next time,
That's a smart move. Unfortunately, the mic tracker starts automatically, so I have no choice.
Oh, that's what you're... Okay, yeah.
How did you feel about Turtle Rock? You went up there with 1 key, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got 3 keys?
4 keys? Oh, no, 3 keys. Yeah. Sorry.
We should have just skipped the game, honestly. Just never get that key and just
Beer
go in with
was
0
talking
and
about that.
Yeah, I thought Gamma skipped it, but I just didn't seem to. So speaking of which, GG's. Gamma's almost sub 133.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very close race. I mean, just kind of like I think you like your overworld routing to Thieves Town and like Castle, through Castle Town, because you went to pod first, on Bullock side, got your Castle Town key, and then you beat Aga, and then you got both Thieves Town small key and Thieves Town big key before we went to the village like ever. So it was actually a very clean route. Gamma went to village first instead of Hype Cave when he first got Dark World access.
Almost worse.
Got his mitts and everything, yeah, and then had to come back kind of for the Thieves Town. But it's just like little things that kind of like added up to a lot at the end.
I think well, we'll wait for Gamma to ask him because I had some thoughts of. Let's see. Does he know how to get here? Let's see. That's not the right.
I'm also kind of worried. I'm curious about the flute for you, Jem. Like, did you feel bad? I guess like I could have had this much earlier when you got it off of Armos.
Like, not really, because most of my route was just like one route where I like just walk through the overworld and clear everything. So the flute didn't do that much. The only thing I was worried about was that he potentially singled at Eastern. But I guess it's not really likely, considering you have to go back with your bottle to CAC to get the glove. And you probably don't do that before Eastern.
And now we have Gamma as well, so GG's.
Yo, Gamma, GG's.
GG's, Jen.
GG's, Gamma.
One question. How did you route Dark World? Did you go Hype Cave or did you go straight to Village?
Yeah. I had Hype Cave to Dig Game, then Swamp into Pod, and then I got over to Village.
Oh, you went to Pod early.
Yep, that's what I was gonna point out, and we were waiting for you to come in, but can kind of like that leads into this real quick, so if you don't mind. Basically with Gamma, when you did the Dark World route from Skull Woods, when you left Hype Cave and went up the mountain afterwards with the mitts, that was kind of the biggest point of divergence where I think Jem started pulling ahead more because he went to Pod after that. So
I was once I got nothing in the mountain, I'm like, I wanted to be greedy and not go to Skull Woods or Eastern early. I'm like, let me see if I could fetch more pod keys or maybe there's a flute or Samaria in the mountain. And then once I went back to finish off Skull Woods and then Eastern, it's like, oh no, this is so bad. You could delay the mountains like quite a bit because it just opened up so much. You get Samaria, you get flute, and you have all these dungeons to clear, and you could have actually saved Dark Dust Mountain into GT, basically. Only thing I didn't like was 2 TR small keys inside TR. That felt so bad.
Well, yeah, because you only had 2 the whole time. That's what, because that was the other thing we were talking about. You were digging around in Mire, digging around in Desert before going back up the mountain.
Yeah, I wanted to find one more TR small key. Since I found one in Dark Dust Mountain, that was the only thing up there. And yeah, I'm like, had very little left, and when I went back up there, I'm like, I'm sure there's at least one, and then seeing 2, it just feels like so bad. Like, oh wow, this is probably GG. Gem routed. Like, I assume Village into Skull Woods. That was my big worry. You're gonna get the early Samaria and just basically.
Well, it wasn't early. It was after Aga. He did the loop around with the cook shot and stuff.
Yeah, after Aga did that.
Oh, you had the Thieves Town big key then going in first in Village.
GT small key on Ped.
Or
that's cool.
Nice.
Or Ice Big, I guess. No, it couldn't have been Ice Big because there was a pod small on.
Yeah, nice.
Also Ped. Too. Yeah, I'm smart. Okay.
How many keys did you have going into Pod?
2.
2? Okay. Yeah, I was considering that because after game 1, I didn't realize he would go to early Pod before Mire or Ice Palace. I'm like, is he gonna do that again? I don't know. But I try not to let that get to me. But I mean, yeah, it's just it's just the Dark World loop felt a little bad.
I mean, it was almost really good. You found a lot of stuff in Vu and all that, but then none of it was really needed for anything.
Yeah. I didn't expect Flute to be on Eastern. 2 checks left, and the Samari in the back is like, this is just.
I mean, that's a
garbage.
good point. You both double dipped Eastern, because it was very easy. Well, not I say easy. It was very possible to not double dip Eastern if you did South Shore before
South
back,
Shore.
because some people do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you did you do that, Jem? Did you go
No,
early South
hell
Shore?
no.
No,
Okay.
you guys had the
Yeah.
exact same Light World route,
Yeah,
except for Gamma checking Hobo. Jem skipped that. That was the only difference.
that's a good skip.
I already had Flippers, Mirror, and Tamara, so I was like, okay, let's just try to do this with Dark World, because I hate
Yeah.
going down the Light World.
Yeah, understandable.
I think it was literally the
Yeah,
only
that-
difference in your Light World routes.
Yeah, I didn't feel really bad when Eastern didn't have anything. I was about ready to go to Hobo, but then I just wanted to do Powder and Secret first.
Yeah, I ended up going right there after Eastern. Like, well, now I have 2 checks to go back to instead of Dora was gonna be last location because I had no money.
Yep, same here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the TR keys. Did you go into Maya at all before the Dark Dust Mountain?
No,
No.
I got
You
through
go modded
after
that.
TR. No, I still need a
wait.
Port key.
You got what was Eastern? Wait, you went to TR before finishing off Eastern?
Yeah. I hadn't done Dark Death Mountain at all.
What was the Eastern big queue?
Or ever.
Just games.
And
Game. Yeah.
Just
nice.
me.
Oh, chess
Oh,
game,
okay.
chess game, okay.
Okay. Gotcha.
I just had TR big, and
Ice
that's
tea.
it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't feel too bad. Just, I was playing a little greedy, hoping I get a flute before going back to Village or Skull Woods, and wanted to see if I could combo Pot and Eastern together. That was not going to work out. I had to do one or the other.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could play a little aggressive. Let me just make, these little skip, maybe see if I could combo.
Well, to be fair, if you had done, so instead of saving and quitting from Hype Cave and going up the mountain, if you had done Pod Eastern at that time, you probably
Yeah.
would have been a lot closer.
I should have done that. I should have. That's just me being greedy. Like, I don't think Pod is a terrible dungeon double dip. It's just so much density in there.
Yeah, because you had, at that time, I think you had 2, because Ice had the other one.
Okay, yeah.
So, but you
I
could have had the third one in Nagina. Oh, that was the other one. Gemma Gina had a Pod Small.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. I was not gonna do that before GT when I was in GT mode.
Right,
Already
because
felt terrible
you
about
single dip
doing
TR.
Eastern.
Well,
That's what I mean. So
well, you kind of double dip TR actually, but you know what I mean. It's fine. We won't call that out specifically
Yeah.
Okay,
16
fair
times
enough,
during the
double
restream.
Yeah, when I was in GT mode, I just completely blinked out. After I got that roller room, I'm like, okay, I just GT, but do the checks along the way, and I completely blinked out on Compass Justice TR as I'm going up. I'm like, oh, shit. Oh well, whatever, it's gone.
That's fine. Telethar told me to skip that one time when I was in GT mode, so I'm just gonna do that now.
Yeah, the meta, just skip everything and go straight to GT.
yeah.
No, just that one chest. But yeah, good game, good match.
Yeah, it was
You
great.
guys have
Thank
any
so
other
much.
thoughts?
Lots of fun.
Yeah, thanks
So
so
it's
much
game
for
3.
the restream and commentary.
When is game 3? no,
We
yeah.
haven't talked about maybe Sunday. If you're free,
Well,
yeah, that'll be my next free time during friendly EU hours. Sadly, my availability is kind of garbage, so I try to make it work if I can. Those days that I'm free from work.
yeah, thanks for making today work. That's really nice.
Yeah. Thanks for being available. Yeah, that way
You
we
should,
get
You should be thanking America for making today work.
Oh yeah. I guess. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for putting up the restream and doing comms, Beer Clear Mouse and Nissan. And GG's again, Jen.
Yeah, GG's. See you game 3.
Yep.
GGs. Thank you so much, Alex, for putting on the restream. Super fortunate. I'm very, very grateful and appreciative of you doing this. Thanks, Beer. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. I'm super happy that you brought this to my attention. I actually kind of wouldn't have known about this race, but when you invited me to come, I was like, this sounds great. Let's do it.
Yeah.
July
I know.
4th, right?
Yeah.
What a better way to
Yeah,
spend
I-
Freedom Day.
That's right. That's right. Freedom to do anything. Commentate a nice random race. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Looks like actually Alex has already started out a raid. We're gonna go say hi to Zelga, who is also celebrating freedom by doing more rando. That's how American freedom works apparently in Rando Land. He's playing entrance with some keys, so you know, cheer him on, wish him well. Until then, yeah, we'll look forward to game 3, whenever that is gonna be. I'll see you guys later.
All right, have a good one.